Sergeant Preston of the Northwest Mounted Police with Yukon King, swiftest and strongest lead dog breaking the trail in the relentless pursuit of lawbreakers in the wild days of the Yukon. Back to the days of the gold rush as Sergeant Preston with his wonder dog Yukon King meets the challenge of the Yukon. This is the Yukon, the territory patrolled by Sergeant Preston. A territory where, in spite of the wildness of the country, men occasionally had time for the finer things of life, for romance, for marriage. The town of Minto, 150 miles southeast of Dawson, a prosperous mining community on the gold-rich Lewis River. In high spirits, Sergeant Preston hurried toward Minto to attend the wedding there of a brother officer. Preston was grateful for the fine weather and fast trail, because as best man, he wished to arrive in ample time before the ceremony.
Oh, King!
Bride's late.
I've waited for her a year and a half. A few more minutes won't hurt me.
A year and a half. That's a long engagement, especially up in these parts. How come?
Well, one of the rules of the mounted police is that a member may not get married until he's been in the service 7 years. My time was up last week.
I've heard of that rule. Never did understand the reasoning back of it, though.
Well, they probably want to keep their man at least 7 years after training him.
All was gaiety and good humor among the wedding guests, including King. Any thought of trouble was the farthest thing from their minds as, outside, a short distance away, 3 men crept through the night. They had carefully chosen this time to rob the local bank.
All right, here we are.
Nobody's out tonight.
Not the 2 Mounties anyway. Unless your sister calls off the wedding.
That's the last thing she'd do. I'll unlock the door. As soon as I go in, you follow. So far, so good.
Doing a slick job, kid. Are you sure you won't be suspected?
Well, I'm supposed to be in Dawson. Everyone thinks you fellas left town yesterday. What could go wrong?
Well, they might figure it's an inside job when that safe's opened by the combination.
Why would they suspect me? I don't work here anymore.
Yeah. Come on, let's open it up.
Good evening, Miss Laurie. What's your hurry?
I'm on my way to my wedding, and I'm late.
Say, that's right. And Constable Wayne's the lucky man. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Sims.
Who's there?
Ain't no slam, no point in killing him. He's out. He didn't see us.
I don't know.
Come on, let's get the job done.
Sit down, Lee. You're gonna wear yourself out walking back and forth like that. There you are. King's trying to tell you not to be nervous.
Wait till you get married.
Laurie.
Lee, honey.
No, children. None of that before the ceremony. Bad luck, you know.
Sorry I'm late, darling. I was waiting for Ross. I'd hoped he'd come back from Dawson in time for the wedding. But he sent word he couldn't make it, some important business deal.
Oh, never mind. We'll see him when we go to Dawson on our honeymoon.
You mean we are going?
Yes. Sergeant Preston's arranged everything. He's going to take over here for me until we get back. I hope you'll both be very happy, Laurie.
Thank you. Oh, Lee, darling.
Now, shall we get on with the ceremony?
Well, where does the best man stand?
Well, now to begin with, you don't belong on that set. You belong over here, and then you belong on the other side.
No, wait a
Right
minute.
Martha,
Martha! Dear, please.
Oh.
Now, if you'll permit me, I always like to say a few words to the young couple before the ceremony. And so, as you travel down life's trail together, always remember the sacredness of the marriage vows that you are about to take now. Well, that concludes my little message. I hope you will receive it in the same spirit with which it is proffered.
We will.
Would you please join hands?
The bank's been robbed. 3 of them. They had the safe open when I came in.
When did this happen?
Just now, not 15 minutes ago.
This'll have to wait. You can't have gotten far. I'm awfully sorry, Laurie.
Your duty comes first, I guess. I suppose you have to go, too.
Time is with us, but it won't be if we delay.
We'll try not to be long, honey. You wait here and see what happens.
Come on, King.
Sergeant,
Yes.
I didn't want to say anything in there in front of Laurie, that is, but one of the 3 robbers was Ross Holliday, Laurie's brother.
What's that?
It's a fact, Lee. One of the robbers was Ross Holliday. I heard him. I know his voice as well as I know yours. He used to work in the bank.
But that can't be. He's in Dawson. You heard her, Sergeant.
Yes, I heard her.
You don't believe her?
It isn't a question of believing her, Lee. It's her brother.
Well, frankly, it wouldn't surprise me. Ross got into trouble here about 6 months ago, gambling.
That's why he had to leave the bank.
Laurie's worried about him. She's always after me, trying to reform him.
Well, perhaps you better walk her home, Lee.
Think I ought to tell her?
Somebody should.
Of course.
I'll be at the bank looking around. Come on, King. The safe door was opened by combination. Oh, we know it was an inside job. Yet the robbers were unfamiliar with the contents. Now, come on, old fellow. This is where you come in. Try to get the scent. You get it? This is the man we're tracking, King. Let's go.
Ross?
I don't know. Who else would be hitching up my team? Please, Lee.
If he's innocent, he has nothing to fear. Stay back. Put your hands up. Come ahead, Laurie. It's Ross.
Well, that's a fine way to greet your new brother-in-law, Lee. Put away that gun and shake hands.
Ross, what are you doing here?
I just arrived. I was hitching up your team so I could call for you and Lee after the wedding.
It's only a short walk from town to here.
Even so, I figured the bride and groom ought to ride in style.
Why, Ross, that is sweet of you.
Well, I still have some questions to ask. Let's step inside. Would you open the door, please, Laurie? Now, keep him up, Ross. Well, I'll give it to you straight, Ross. The cashier at the bank recognized you as one of the robbers.
Robbers? What robbers?
The bank's been robbed.
I just got in. Well, look, if you think I robbed anything, why don't you search me? Search a sled any place you want. I don't even have a gun, let alone a sack of stolen money.
Mr. Sims might have been mistaken, you know, Lee. To identify a man by his voice, that's rather flimsy.
If Ross is innocent, he won't mind coming back to the station and telling his story to the sergeant.
Of course not. Be happy to. I hope this robbery didn't mess things up too much for you two.
It did. Come on, let's go.
Be back in no time, sis.
I'm sure everything will be all right.
I'll be back.
Take his gun, Laurie.
No, Ross.
I'll have to kill him unless you take his gun.
Don't listen to him.
Hurry! I didn't want to do it like this, Laurie, but I'm desperate. I didn't want to go through with that robbery either, but I had to. I needed the money. Bad gambling debts. This was the only way I could pay them off.
It'll be a lot worse for you when you're caught, Ross.
I don't intend to be caught. All I want's a chance to get over that border and start fresh. You could give me that chance now, Lee. Nobody would be the wiser.
He's right, darling. You could let him go and nobody would know about it.
You would ask me to do that?
After all, Lee, he is my brother.
But he's guilty. He admits it.
It wouldn't look good for a Mountie to have a convicted robber in the family, would it now? If I have to leave and take your gun, Lee, the sergeant's going to think you may have been careless on purpose. But if he doesn't know anything about it, well, it'll be a lot easier on both of us. Get out there and stop him. It's his life if anything happens. I'll shoot him on sight and then you. So be quick!
I was worried, Lee. King picked up a trail at the bank and led us here.
Look out, Sergeant! Why? You let's go!
You're hurt, Sergeant. Give me a gun. He has mine.
Don't kill him, Lee. Don't. He's my brother.
Sorry. Better get you to a doctor, Sergeant.
No.
It's all right, King.
Lee, darling.
Laurie, please leave me alone. I've had about as much as I can take for one day. Now, go back in the house before you catch cold. Let's go, Sergeant.
On you, Huskies!
Sergeant Preston's wound was minor, the bullet having missed the bone. After cauterizing and dressing the wound, the doctor left, advising Preston to rest. But the sergeant's own condition was his least concern. Constable Wayne's career was at stake, and to a man like Lee Wayne, his career was the same as his life.
Well, now you know me for what I am, Sergeant. A man who falls apart under pressure.
How often has this happened before, Lee? This so-called falling apart?
It's the first time, but it'll be the last. I'm resigning from the force.
You really want to resign?
Of course not.
Then don't.
Perhaps I'll be forced to when they read your report at headquarters.
My report couldn't suggest you guilty of anything more than carelessness.
No, I wavered in my duty. The fact is, I could have shot Ross, but I didn't.
Laurie grabbed your arm and spoiled your aim. I saw her do it.
There's no use making excuses for me, Sergeant.
We're policemen, Lee. And we're human like everyone else. We can love, hate, be happy or sad. Sooner or later, we all face this crisis. 20-year men as well as a rookie. Who's to judge a man when he faces the choice between his duty and bringing tragedy to someone he loves? Unless a man is true to himself, Lee, as well as his duty, he also may not be true to his own wife. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I think I do. And you're giving me another chance to prove myself. Is that it?
Well, if you want to call it that.
What do I do?
Help me find this criminal and bring him back.
The great dog King picked up Ross Halliday's trail, and the two lawmen followed it well into the next day and made good time. Ross was obviously heading for the Alaskan border. Though they weren't aware of it, luck was with them. Ross Halliday had some unfinished business to clear up before he crossed the border.
It's all right, Slim. It's the kid. You're late, kid.
What's the idea, Barney?
Put your hands up. Frisk him, Slim.
What's going on? Hey, look, we're pals. I helped with that job last night. We arranged to meet here. I don't get it.
All we netted out of that job was $10,000. Slim and I decided it wasn't worth splitting 4 ways. So we decided to cut Louis Michael out.
Well, Louis? Well, where is he?
Maybe you'd like to take a look for yourself.
It's dead.
Yeah. We just want to be sure you don't have any objections, kid.
We made a deal with him. Provisions, fresh dogs. This place to hide out in as long as we want.
You know something, Barney? This kid worries me. Thinks too much like an honest citizen.
You think too much like a killer. You'd have brained that cashier if I hadn't stopped you.
Dead man tell no tales, Ross. If you're unhappy about it, maybe we can fix it so you can join Louis Michael in the kitchen.
Maybe you'll have to do it anyway. Take a look at that, Barney.
Enfield 38.
Yeah. With a ring and a butt for a lanyard. A Mountie's revolver.
Why are you so late? You should have been here 4 hours ago.
I lost my way in the dark.
You mean you were delayed by the Mounties? How come you got this?
All right. Lee suspected me. He came back to Sis's cabin.
Why'd he suspect you?
Well, I'm trying to explain. Somebody found the cashier right after we left. The constable brought my sister back to the cabin and surprised me. I wasn't supposed to be in town, so he put 2 and 2 together.
You're leading the Mounties here?
It's Louis Michael's Roadhouse, and he has guests.
That's Laurie's team.
Ross is either there, he's swapped teams and's gone on.
Well, you wait here. I'll find out.
No, Lee. I'm not that helpless.
This is my job, Sergeant. I'd like to take him alone.
That's what I wanted to hear you say. From now on, you'll be all right. I'll cut through the woods and cover the back of the roadhouse, just in case he tries to give you the slip.
All right.
Into the kitchen, kid.
What are you gonna do, Slim?
You and the dead man and they're gonna have a gunfight. Only you're gonna lose. When the Mounties catch up, they'll fear you kill each other.
No, please. I'll do anything. I don't even want my share. I'll give myself up. Keep my mouth shut, anything.
We might as well let him have it right here, Barney.
Hold it, you crazy fool. It's gotta look right.
In, kid. In.
All right. Go ahead and shoot. Go on, see what it gets you. It's the Mountie. I'll take care of him.
We're not killing Mounties unless we have to. I get a better idea. You're gonna be lucky, kid. You're gonna get a chance to live. But you better listen good. Mountie must have followed you here, not us. All you have to do is make them welcome. Give yourself up. But you say one word about us. Give them any sort of a tip-off. You both will get it. Because we're gonna be keeping you covered from the kitchen. You got that straight? Now remember.
Ross, come on in, Lee. I saw you approaching. It's all right. I know when I'm licked.
Where's my gun?
I lost it on the trail.
Stand up and put on your hat and your gloves. And do everything slow. One sudden move, I'll fire.
I told you, Lee, you don't have anything to fear. Ever since I made that crazy play last night, I knew I was wrong.
Laurie's the one who's been hurt the most. You can undo part of the damage by telling me where the other thieves are and the money.
I'll confess everything before a witness. That's why I'm coming back with you now, Lee, and take my medicine.
As an extra precaution, Preston stationed King at the edge of the woods to stop any of the crooks in case they should get by him and Lee. Then he moved toward the roadhouse to cover the young Mountie.
Sorry about this, Ross, but I can't afford to make another mistake.
Sure, Lee, sure. Come on, let's get out of here. I'm anxious to get it over with.
Just a minute, Ross. Where's the man who runs this roadhouse?
He's away. I found a note from him saying for any customers to help themselves and leave the money. Trusting guy, Louis Michael.
Stay where you are, Ross. I just want to make sure.
Lee, don't go in there.
What is this? Who's in there?
Please, Lee, believe me, it's nothing. Come on, let's get out of here.
Go up to that doorway, Ross. Pull back the curtain and step aside. Do as I say, Ross.
See it? It's nothing.
Let's go in. You didn't kill him? Who did?
They made me trick you, Lee. They killed Louis Michael. They were gonna kill me and you too.
The great dog King knew his master was in danger, but he stayed where he'd been told to stay, waiting impatiently for the signal to go to the sergeant's aid.
Not a sound, Mountie, or you'll die right now. Now get over into that sled.
That's why I tried to get you to leave. Look! No, Lee, no, they'll kill you! Get out of my way! Then I'll go first! Stay where you are, you haven't a chance!
All right, let's go. On!
Command or no, King had seen his master hit and ran to help him. While the two killers moved rapidly away with the unconscious sergeant, the young constable had no hesitation this time in deciding the proper course of action to take.
You're not badly wounded. I'll help you inside. Then I'm going after those killers.
I'll be all right.
The great dog seemed to know what to do. He ran through the woods, shortcutting to a point ahead of the trail. Meanwhile, the sergeant regained consciousness, and his alert mind began weighing his chances for escape. The opportunity was not long in coming.
Hey! There we are. Back, Craig, back! Drop that gun. Drop it beside you. All right, King. Bring me the gun. Boy. Sit. All right. On your feet. Put your hands over your head. Get over here, both of you. Oh, good. You brought my sled. Here, Constable. Take charge of your prisoners.
You all right?
Yes, except for a bump on the head, no worse than I was.
How did you ever manage this?
I didn't. We've King to thank. What about Ross?
He'll be well enough to stand trial.
Good. We'll take them back to Meadow. Well, we'll handcuff them. Turn around. Put your hands behind you. Hurry up. Turn around.
Ross Halliday was tried and convicted of robbery and sentenced to 3 years in prison. But out of their nearly tragic experience, Laurie's love for the constable and his respect for himself had grown in strength.
I now pronounce you man and wife.
Well, King, aside from kissing the bride, I'd say this case was closed.
whoa.